The world watched in awe. As the news spread, it became clear that something monumental was unfolding. China, a sleeping giant, had stirred. The once quiet nation was now a hub of activity and innovation. In just 2 decades, it transformed from a regional player to a global trade titan. The speed and scale of this transformation were unprecedented. This was not mere luck. It was the result of meticulous planning and strategic foresight. It was a calculated ascent, fueled by ambition and strategic brilliance. Every move was deliberate, every decision weighed carefully. This is the story of how China reshaped the landscape of global trade, leaving an indelible mark on the 21st century. Its influence reached every corner of the globe. From its humble beginnings as a primarily agrarian society, China embarked on a path of economic liberalization. The shift was both bold and necessary. This dramatic shift opened its doors to foreign investment and unleashed the potential of its vast workforce. The world took notice. Investors flocked to China, eager to be part of its growth story. Products bearing the Made in China label began appearing on shelves worldwide, a testament to the country's burgeoning manufacturing prowess. These products ranged from simple toys to complex electronics, but China's ambitions didn't stop there. The nation had its sights set on becoming a global leader in innovation and technology. The country understood that true economic dominance required more than just production, it demanded influence. Diplomatic efforts were intensified, and China began to play a more prominent role on the world stage. China began weaving a complex web of trade relationships, securing its access to vital resources and markets across the globe. These agreements were strategic, ensuring long-term benefits. This strategic maneuvering would cement its position as a force to be reckoned with on the world stage. The world watched as China continued to rise, its influence growing with each passing year. The rise of China as a trade superpower is a tale of remarkable transformation. Cities that were once small and underdeveloped are now bustling metropolises. It is a story of ambition, strategy, and the relentless pursuit of economic power. The drive to succeed was evident in every sector, from manufacturing to technology. But it is also a story that raises questions about the future of global trade and the balance of power in an increasingly interconnected world. As China continues to grow, the world must consider the implications of this new economic landscape. What does the future hold for global trade? How will other nations respond to China's rise? These are questions that will shape the 21st century and beyond. The numbers speak for themselves. They tell a story of unprecedented growth and transformation. In the year 2000, China's total trade volume was a mere $474 billion. At that time, China was still emerging from decades of economic isolation and was just beginning to integrate into the global economy. Fast forward to 2024, and that figure skyrocketed to over $6 trillion, a staggering 13-fold increase. This phenomenal growth is not just a number, it represents a seismic shift in global trade dynamics. This meteoric rise propelled China to the forefront of the global trade arena, surpassing even the United States. It marked a new era where China became a central player in international commerce, influencing markets and economies worldwide. This dramatic transformation is vividly illustrated by the sheer volume of goods flowing in and out of Chinese ports. These ports, once modest and underdeveloped, have now become some of the busiest and most advanced in the world. Once known for its agricultural exports, China became the world's factory floor, churning out everything from electronics and clothing to heavy machinery and automobiles. The scale and efficiency of Chinese manufacturing have set new global standards. This export-driven growth fueled an unprecedented economic boom, lifting millions out of poverty and propelling China towards superpower status. The rapid urbanization and modernization of Chinese cities are direct results of this economic surge. But China's trade dominance wasn't solely built on exports. The country also became a major importer, integrating deeply into the global supply chain. The country's insatiable appetite for raw materials and energy drove a surge in imports, transforming it into a linchpin of the global supply chain. This demand for resources has had far-reaching implications for global trade and economic relations. From oil and minerals to agricultural products and high-tech components, China's demand reverberated across the world, creating new markets and opportunities for resource-rich nations. This interconnectedness has reshaped global trade routes and economic partnerships. This remarkable trade expansion wasn't a random occurrence. It was the result of deliberate and strategic planning by the Chinese government. It was the result of a carefully orchestrated strategy, combining government-led initiatives, a relentless focus on infrastructure development, and a shrewd understanding of the shifting dynamics of the global economy. Massive investments in infrastructure such as roads, bridges, and ports have been pivotal in supporting this trade explosion. China's rise to trade dominance is a testament to the power of strategic planning and the transformative potential of global trade. It highlights how a nation can leverage its strengths and adapt to global trends to achieve remarkable economic success. The story of China's trade explosion is not just about numbers, it's about vision, strategy, and the relentless pursuit of growth. China's ascent to trade dominance rests on three pillars: its manufacturing prowess, its ambitious infrastructure projects, and its strategic diplomacy. These three elements have worked in tandem to create a robust and resilient economic framework that has propelled China to the forefront of the global stage. Together, these elements have created a formidable economic machine, propelling China to the forefront of the global stage. The synergy between manufacturing, infrastructure, and diplomacy has not only boosted China's economic growth but also enhanced its geopolitical influence. First, China's manufacturing sector became the envy of the world. The sheer scale and efficiency of Chinese factories have set new benchmarks in the industry. Low labor costs, government support, and a relentless focus on efficiency allowed China to outcompete rivals and become the world's factory. The government's role in providing subsidies and creating favorable policies cannot be overstated. From textiles to electronics, made in China became ubiquitous, flooding global markets and driving economic growth. The variety and volume of goods produced in China have made it an indispensable part of the global supply chain. Second, China invested heavily in infrastructure, both domestically and internationally. This investment has been a cornerstone of its economic strategy. Massive ports, sprawling highways, and high-speed rail networks facilitated the efficient movement of goods within China and beyond. These infrastructure projects have not only improved domestic logistics but also enhanced China's connectivity with the rest of the world. The Belt and Road Initiative, a modern-day Silk Road, extended China's infrastructure reach across continents, further cementing its role as a global trade hub. This ambitious project has linked China with numerous countries, creating new trade routes and economic opportunities. Finally, China masterfully employed strategic diplomacy to secure its economic interests. Through a combination of soft power and strategic alliances, China has managed to expand its influence on the global stage. Free trade agreements, currency manipulation, and targeted investments in developing nations expanded China's influence and secured access to vital resources and markets. These diplomatic efforts have been crucial in ensuring that China remains a key player in global trade. This savvy approach allowed China to navigate the complexities of the global trade system and emerge as a dominant player. By leveraging its economic strengths and diplomatic acumen, China has positioned itself as a central figure in the global economy, influencing market trends and shaping international trade policies. The rise of China as a trade superpower has inevitably drawn comparisons to the United States, the long-standing leader in the global economy. The two nations, with their contrasting economic models and geopolitical ambitions, represent two distinct approaches to trade and global influence. The United States, built on a foundation of free markets and individual entrepreneurship, has long championed a rules-based global trading system. Its economic might, fueled by innovation and a powerful financial sector, has allowed it to exert significant influence on the world stage. China, on the other hand, has adopted a more state-driven approach to its economic development. Government intervention, strategic industrial policies, and a focus on export-led growth have been hallmarks of China's economic strategy. This approach, while successful in propelling China's rise, has also drawn criticism for its lack of transparency and adherence to international trade norms. The contrasting approaches of these two economic giants have led to both cooperation and competition on the global stage. While they are major trading partners, their economic rivalry has spilled over into areas such as technology, intellectual property, and geopolitical influence, creating a complex and often tense relationship.